Hi, it's Panda Movies here. Today I'm going to explain the Russian horror movie called Branded. Warning, there are spoilers ahead. Enjoy the video. When little Misha Galkin looks up at the night sky in the early 1980s Soviet Union, the stars morph into a cow-shaped constellation that turns to gaze at him. He is struck by lightning moments later. He will have an intriguing life, says a woman who checks him. Misha exploits his innate abilities to rise through the ranks of marketing, landing his big break when he meets Bob Gibbons, an American recruited to disseminate Western brands in post-communist Russia. When Bob's niece, Abby, comes to visit from America, she starts dating Misha against Bob's desires. They talk about the origins of modern marketing, which Misha thinks was established by Vladimir Lenin, and communism's status as the first really worldwide brand. Meanwhile, on a private Polynesian island, marketing guru Joseph Pascal meets with CEOs from fast food companies to devise a strategy for reviving the business. They want to make fat the new fantastic through changing people's notions of attractiveness. Misha is hired to promote Extreme Cosmetica, a new reality TV show in which an overweight woman undergoes plastic surgery in order to lose weight. The woman goes into a coma after the first operation, and the public turns against the show, as well as the celebration of slender body types. Misha is made the scapegoat for the failing project and is surrounded by demonstrators before being attacked and detained by police. Misha approaches Bob after his release from prison. He has discovered that the show and the woman's coma were staged by fast food restaurants like The Burger. Bob dismisses the allegations, noting that such a scheme would necessitate an excessive amount of resources. Bob had a heart attack after a fight with Misha. Misha departs Moscow and withdraws from modern culture, feeling terrible about his participation in the destiny of the extreme cosmetic participant. He believes his marketing abilities are a curse. The Fat is Fabulous campaign was successful over the next 6 years. Most individuals are overweight, and advertising imagery now reflect this shift in perception of the ideal body type. Misha has a dream about sacrificing a red cow and bathing in its ashes, as part of the red heifer rite. When he wakes up, he notices bizarre creatures that seem to be the embodiment of marketing brand desires. They attach to people's necks, and no one can see them except Misha. Abby follows Misha to a small town where he works as a cowherd. She brings Misha to her Moscow apartment, where she explains that Bob left her a sizable inheritance and that she and Misha have a 6-year-old son who is overweight and enjoys a variety of fast food brands. Misha, disturbed by his visions and offended by the overwhelming commercialism surrounding him, ruins Abby's flat on the spur of the moment. This behavior makes Abby fearful, and she flees with their son. Misha wants to use their own tactics to combat the branding creatures. He returns to his former company and employs fear-based marketing to throw customers off big companies around the world, starting with an anti-beef hysteria that drives people away from The Burger and into Dim Sum, a vegetarian Chinese restaurant chain. Throughout the metropolis, branding creatures struggle and destroy each other. The Russian parliament is considering prohibiting all advertising due to public opposition to marketing in general. Misha leaves a phone message for Abby in his office, asking for her forgiveness. When Abby arrives at his office, the building is raided by anti-advertising protesters who assault the building's staff. While attempting to flee with Abby, Misha gets struck in the head. As Misha lays bleeding on the floor, an emergency transmission on television announces that Russia and other nations have agreed to outlaw advertising. Misha awakens in the hospital and begins playing with Abby and their son. The Extreme Cosmetica woman awakens from her coma in the same hospital and walks into the streets to find a Moscow devoid of advertisements and a skyline devoid of billboards.